We're going to talk about the World Cup. I've done a bit of research on this, and it turns out that
football is a game played by 22 people.
are in Group B, and we've got Iran, the USA, and Wales in our group. And
that's not as easy as it might appear to some on the surface. I think
that looks like a piece of piss to me on paper.
How do we think England's going to do?
Quarterfinals.
They're going to get to the final and fucking lose to ruin Christmas for us.
No, you can fuck off. We could have done one-on-one, put the ball in the middle of the pitch, and I just go in there and I'd fucking crunch him. I'd fold this motherfucking half. He'd be begging for his mummy. I'd just go 2 feet straight into his fucking shins. Fucking Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, fucking whatever the fuck they're all called. They're all getting 2 feet straight in the shins.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the Breaking Bread podcast. And I didn't really come up with any fancy one-liner to say. The cruel mistress of winter is upon us. And thanks to some very nice patrons, we can afford a little bit of heating.
The heating is actually on in the corner.
Thank you very much for that. We do appreciate it. How you been, old buddy, old pal?
Mate, I'm good, thanks. I've made some notes for today's episode, and I was doing something last night, and I really enjoyed it. But I watched the program, and I thought I'll bring this up tomorrow on the podcast because I know your reaction will be perfect. Guess what I did last night?
What did you do last night?
I watched a 20-minute Vice documentary on Afro Man. You know the song "Because I Got High."
Oh yeah.
There's a new documentary's come out on Vice, and I spent 20 minutes watching him talk about his rise to fame off the back of like one song.
About that one song.
Yeah, and it were amazing.
Yeah, what year was that? What year did that come out?
So get this. So this is how the story goes. So in 2000, end of 2000,
is this going to be a 20-minute?
Early 2000. Yeah, no, it won't be 20. Early 2001, he breaks big with "Because I Got High." 2001, and the song was at its peak on September 10th, 2001.
Right.
And then naturally, September the 11th happened.
Oh, right,
and literally pulled the rug from under it, and that was kind of the end of his career. How mad's that?
Yeah, well,
I mean, obviously that makes sense that no one's going to listen to the jokey song about "Because I Got High," but...
Yeah, I mean, did he have any more in the bank that could have relaunched his career? I feel like you can't really say September the 11th ended my career, can you? Like,
I don't think that was the title. It wasn't the title of the documentary, although that was kind of the hook of the documentary.
Yeah, well, obviously, nobody wants to listen to it.
Your reaction was shit. I actually thought you'd be like, "You're an idiot." That's like something an idiot would watch. But
no, it's 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
It takes me 20 minutes to shit in the morning if I'm lucky. So like, I mean, it's not like I'm wasting much time by watching. Oh, what channel? Where do you find
on
this?
YouTube, mate?
I might watch it.
On Vice documentaries. They do some good ones.
Right, cool. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I'd rather you watch that than Jackass 27 or whatever. You know.
I like your jumper, mate.
Thanks, man. It's dead inside. That's because I had 3 hours sleep this morning. This morning.
Why only 3 hours?
I don't know. I just couldn't get to sleep. And I had this like really weird salad yesterday. I was filming something top secret yesterday down in Kidderminster of all places. Fucking shithole. Sorry to the people of Kidderminster.
Where is that?
It's just near Worcester.
All right.
I'm sure there are some nice parts of it. I just didn't see them. But yeah, and I didn't eat. I ate at maybe 2 o'clock the day before. We got done at going 6. Then I had to charge the car up, so I stopped for a bit of service station food. Luckily, they had an M&S.
I saw you eating a sandwich on Sister Beard's Instagram.
I got that. Yeah, I got that too.
Right.
But I mean, I'd not eaten all day. Jeez, what do you think I was eating? One salad. I was going for something which is high in protein. Got to hit those macros. And yeah, it's mad to me that I have Marks and Spencers in service stations now, so you get a little bit of slightly higher quality food. But I had this dodgy salad. Long and short of it was I had this dodgy salad which was high in protein, but also high in some unusual ingredients. It tasted a bit odd. It wasn't bad, but it gave me like tremendous gas.
How much did it cost, that meal? I bet we're extortionate.
It was like 20 quid or something. I got like a couple of drinks and like a protein bar with it, I think.
Yeah, it's not a Tesco meal deal, is it? It's 3 quid.
But like WH Smith had fuck all. They had like a chicken. It was the end of the day, like. So they had like a BLT and a fucking cheddar ploughman's or some shit. I don't know. I thought, I need a little bit of meat inside me. Don't say anything.
Can you overlay the cricket sound effect there?
I got halfway through saying that and I thought you were just going to make a gag.
Nah,
but then I thought, I can't
don't make dick jokes, mate. So speaking of dick jokes, we've got a festival later on. So we launched the Patreon, as you just mentioned. We can afford to put the heating on. You know, it's funny that he does that. How long do you have a Patreon for on your main channel?
I don't know, like quite a long time, but like I never mentioned it because I just didn't want people to give me money. I only set it up because I kept getting emails from people saying, "Can I give you some money?" And I'm like, "No." And then a few people kind of got oddly offended, and I was like, "Okay, well I'll set one up, and if people you don't get anything for it, but if people want to give me contribute to the channel because they love it so much.
Yeah.
It's a transparent way they can do it. But I would never say, oh, please give to my Patreon, because it's like, why would anyone pay for this? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, when
But
you're
I get
running on
why
with a little camera, but like, it does make sense for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just talking about my channels, but I had it for a long time, and I think I had like maybe 12 Patreons at the most. And yeah, we've already got for the podcast way more than that.
We've got like 60 people, and what I said was 60 people at £3, it's like £100 or something. So
Zoom in on me, George. This is me giving my
it's really good. Guess who the latest patron is, guys?
I know it's not Danny from Rate My Taker, because he's fucking notoriously tight like that.
Is it Mike Winnett, Mr. Moneybags?
It isn't Mike Winnett.
Don't know. It's somebody.
Randy Santel. I shit you not this morning. Randy the Randy Santel signed up for the Patreon. Now I think I know why. So what I've said is out of the first 100 patrons that we sign up, you're in with a chance of winning a Christmas bundle. And on the table, we have said Christmas bundle.
Fucking hell, this is what they win.
This is what you win.
Coffee that we can't give away, and a budget printed t-shirt.
A couple of Breaking Beans mugs, some Breaking Beans coffee, and so these are going to be collected
Limited edition items.
The
beard / Hasbulla.
The beard / Hasbulla t-shirt with the logo on the back.
They are nice t-shirts.
You're going to get yourself 2 t-shirts as well.
I want one. I can't even get one of these.
So well sought after. I reckon these will be on eBay, because this is the only run that's going to happen of these. They were from the live show.
Yeah, I mean, if what did I, not that I'm bashing Rip My Takeaway guy for no reason, but like, what did he sell his fucking chair, his broken chair for? About 50 grand.
50 G's, baby.
These have got to go for like at least a couple of £100, baby. And in a few years, they'll be showing them on Antiques Roadshow in 20 years time.
Lad, so if you fancy, just sign up for the Patreon, it's below. I almost came in today, right, in like a stringer vest with like a bandana around my head, a gold tooth, because like
watching Deer Hunter.
This is like prison rules now. After last week, I am the fucking captain's son after that arm wrestle.
When you cheated at the arm wrestle, no doubt. I mean, you got to take every inch you can get, right? I don't mind a little bit of cheating here and there, but yeah, taking your elbow off the table to win was. I get why you had to do it. You know.
Where are you getting the cheating from? It doesn't make sense.
Lad, I'll VAR it. Like I've got George over there. He's like, if I just give him a couple £100, he's gonna re-overlay the video in slow mo and show you going like this, like this.
So George, if you overlay it again and you see when he does this twice, and he pulls his arm towards him.
We've not started the arm wrestle at that point. That's you anchoring yourself, and I'm already at a leverage disadvantage. We covered this on the podcast, and halfway through, I'm trying to resist as best I can, and then you kind of go, "Oh yeah, see you later." And then you win thereafter. If that was a professional arm wrestling contest, you would have lost that. You'd have been DQ'd, mate. But it's all right. I'll take the L.
A second though.
I'll take the L. I'm happy. Like I don't mind a little bit cheating.
What are you talking about?
Mate, I was so excited after I did that last week. I shit you not. Everyone I saw, I told about it. But last week, I was going to tell people about that.
Danielle messaged me. Said he's come home a little bit frisky tonight. Like, what happened? I said, well, I let him win at an arm wrestle, so, you know.
I did I walked to the house doing the McGregor $1 billion strut.
It's red panty night.
It's red panty night. Right, let's talk a bit of MMA as well. Your mate.
Must we?
We must. Meatball Molly and Paddy. Well, Paddy's not fought yet, but Meatball Molly can, without a doubt, lost in a pretty dramatic fashion at the weekend. Did you see it?
The hype train is well and truly off the tracks, is it not?
Yeah, I did see that meme on Twitter.
Though, they say that if I'm sure Molly's not listening, I know she watches occasionally. Probably not quite as much as Paddy, but I mean my real videos, not this.
My real videos.
But if Molly is listening, the comeback is always bigger than the setback. I don't know who the fuck said that, but that's the thing, right?
Well, to be fair, so I watched I like documentaries. I watched the documentary on BT Sports about Molly, and she's had the setbacks already. So her career started off with setbacks, and then as like the lightning struck twice with them spinning back elbows. And to be fair, she capitalised on it. She got the Barstool Sports.
Oh, she signed with Barstools as well.
I think she got $1 million as well. I think her and Paddy got $1 million. I think they both got a Daytona off Drake. Drake sent them a Rolex Daytona each, like
a watch.
A watch Rolex.
When you said Daytona to me, I think of you're a Daytona, the arcade game. It's like a shit Ridge Racer. Remember that?
Ridge Racer.
I get it. I'm old.
Black and white when that came out.
About the same time as Road Rash. No, but yeah, she was comprehensively beaten, was she not?
Yeah, it was
not
it was dramatic.
It didn't look pleasant.
Nah, in a crucifix position, just getting punched in the head. I think she took 100 significant strikes and then got kimora'd, which is like almost like a shoulder lock.
He loves his fancy words, doesn't he? His fancy MMA terms. I'm not impressed, mate. But yeah, I saw it. It looked painful, and but like I said, I mean, it happens in sport. We was actually saying before we started recording, we're quite, believe it or not, we can be quite level-headed, and in elite sport, things like that happen, and it shouldn't really take away, I don't think, too much from your accomplishments, because you just get back in the gym, train harder, and like Rocky would, you come back, and the idea is that you come back and you do better the second time, right?
Yeah, as we said with when Danny Mitchell was in the studio, the UFC fighter, ex-UFC fighter, fans are fickle, right? We are fickle people, so we quickly be on the train and quickly off the train, and that's how it works, because you can sort of dismiss people at the top of their game.
It's mad, isn't it? It's a shot. It's going to be like you lose 3 fights in UFC and you're done, man. You're out there doing a podcast or something terrible like that.
Next thing you know, you're in I'm a Celebrity Jungle. You fucked.
That wouldn't be too bad, would it?
Right, yeah. So hopefully she comes back. So what date are we on? So today's date is the 15th of November, right? The date of recording this.
I hate to interrupt you. Do we not usually do a YouTube comment, or is that not? Are we not doing that this week?
I'm just working my way down the list.
Oh, right. So it's not at the top of the list like it normally would be. All right.
Yeah, I know. Why have you messed my list up here?
Why have you messed my list up, mate?
George just trying shaking his head. Yeah, because this is all like, I'm trying to do like some relevant topics, then go on to YouTube comments. You texting now again? I'll wait.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I was listening. I can multitask, me. I can listen at the same time as using my eyes.
I know, but like, I think it's like the rudest thing that anyone can ever do. That.
No, that's
Innit?
No, I don't think it's. I would never do that. Like if we were out enjoying like a nice, like a double date. We got me, Mrs. Beard enjoying some garlic bread. You and Danielle there. I would never do that. But like in the middle of this, I'm thinking like if I get a message and it just happens to be like that time my gran sent me a text message. It's a bit of comedy gold for the podcast. That's why I open it. But fucking fine. Go on. What are you saying?
Look at this guy. I was saying it's the 15th of November at the date of recording this, right? And a little known fella, you mentioned him a couple of times in this podcast, Danny from Rate My Takeaway phoned me yesterday.
Did he? What did he say?
So, Christmas is coming round, innit?
Does he want a free video?
So he phoned me. Now then, Josh. Bearing in mind, I'd ignored his phone call for 3 months. Then he rings. So we're back on speaking terms, right? I saw him.
Good.
I saw he ran me over with his Range Rover in Morley a couple of days ago. He's like, now then, Josh, I've just been down with Toddler T. And I'm like, oh yeah, who the fuck's Toddler T? Toddler T's the dude that made the video, or made the song last year. He's like, I need a video doing. No mention of numbers, bear in mind. I hope he listens to this, Danny. He didn't say.
Are you giving it? You like to say this though? Are you giving it away that like he's doing a Christmas song?
No, he's put tweets
already
out.
said he's doing
he
it.
hasn't said what it's about, and I won't give that away. So he did say, now then, Josh, I've got, I need a music video doing. I've made loads of money this year. I've been to Vegas. I've been to New York. I've got 10 grand or 15 grand for you to make a video, and I need it by Christmas. He didn't say that.
He wanted it for a can of
He
spam.
went, Josh, I need a video doing, and so today's Tuesday. I need it by Monday. And I laughed like you just laughed. I laughed out the phone to him. I'm like, of course you do. He's like, no, seriously. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you?
Come on,
It's
mate.
like, oh no, we need it by Monday. It needs to get out. It needs to be out in time for a certain thing. I went, no fucking chance am I, or anybody I even know, is going to be able to turn that around for you by Monday.
Madness, that, mate.
What world does he live in?
I don't know, mate. That's madness.
He's going to have to
madness.
film it on his 3210.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the vibe. The lo-fi vibe might work for him. You know?
I think,
Why
to be
not?
fair, for the song that he's got in mind, I think if he goes budget, it might actually amplify the idea. That's all I'll say about that. Like, Danny's doing a music.
Get your fucking checkbook out, Danny. Come on now.
No amount of money. I could not turn it around at that time. We're
50 G's, baby.
We're making podcasts. Right, YouTube comment.
Run the thing, George. It's been a while since I heard it.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
This week's comment is from Mike Maver saying, love the show. I assume that's a live show. And thanks for the signed shirt, George. I'll make sure I get it framed. P.S. I totally won the bingo. Josh, you robbed the top tier of your sought after coffee.
Did you pick that because your name were in it?
Yeah.
100%. You did, yeah.
Well, cheers, Mike. Yeah, I did.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah. I
So
appreciate it.
we mentioned this on the live show recap, but So what I said was we were going to play Breaking Bread bingo. And I said, George, am I right? I said we need 2 that are like winning bingo cards, or they at least need to be different. And you went, no, all bingo cards should be exactly the same. So when we called bingo and everybody called, like when we said the last thing on the bingo card, the whole fucking crowd went mad.
Oh, mate, it's fine. Like, everyone just walked past the merch stall and just took some anyway. It doesn't matter.
I love that though. I love that like we had the merch thing, like people nicked stuff. I quite like that. It just went that wrong, that people was just stealing shit. It's just like coffee you can't give away. Yeah, fuck it, I'm taking it.
I'll have some.
We'd already lost enough money at that point that it didn't really matter, I don't think.
We should have done it like, DVDs and CDs where it's not actually inside. It's just a packet.
Put soil in it. So yeah, cheers for the comment, Mike. I hope you do get that shirt signed. It's mad that you got George to sign it. That's his new profile picture.
It's just so weird that he wanted my signature.
All right, so last week's episode we actually put out early on Patreon as well, and we got a nice comment from Janice Ryder. She put, funny episode as normal. Just noticed as well how the picture makes how well the picture makes Adam's deck chair look like one of them props at the side of the seaside. So we said that you take a deck chair with you or like some form of a chair.
To where?
The desert island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the giant oversized chairs, people have their photos taken on while sat in it, but it's normal size for me. So that's what your deck chair would be like. Your feet are just dangling over the side. You're like with them oversized deck chairs.
I met a person yesterday who said he was about the same size. I was about the same size he expected in real life. So he didn't say I was taller, but
so you didn't disappoint. We figured we'd throw a festival in there as
fucking love these, don't you, man?
I do.
You're deviant.
I do love it. It's so funny. I think, did you put this one in the group chat?
No, I think Tory Mike did, didn't he?
Did he? Why is Tory Mike still in the chat?
I don't know. We need to, what were we going to
He
eject him
disgraced
for?
himself this weekend.
We were going to eject him for something. I can't remember if
I couldn't keep track this weekend.
Because he watches Chunks and Young Philly.
I don't think that's why we're going to eject him. I think we were kind of criticising. We were probably having a whine about YouTube boxing as usual, and he tried to defend the position of it. And I just thought, yeah, let's just boot Mike out of this chat. But he's much loved.
So Tory Mike put, this is actually from Festival. It's from ACS Confessions, and it reads: my mum was out drunk, so I decided to sleep in her bed. I'm guessing she thought I was my dad. I woke up to her sucking my dick. We never speak about it. What should I do? Bournemouth Uni.
I don't even believe that's real. Come on, man. Nobody's sucking a dick that they don't know what it's attached to or who it's attached to. You just wake up and if that is real, I don't know why you're asking for help. Nobody can help you with that. Like, I don't know. The only thing that can help you is that thing they used in Men in Black. Just to eliminate memories. But best that you don't talk about it. I think, why did you even add that? We don't talk about it. I didn't think you'd be like having coffee with your mum. I remember that time you sucked my dick, mum. No. That's a weird one. And I don't believe it. I don't buy it.
You're not buying it? No. You're not catching what they're throwing? No. George, what are you saying?
Nah, I don't buy that.
No.
Especially because it's not from the real fest. I don't know if there's any kind of vetting process with the festivals account.
But
I think they're just funny stories, even if they're not real.
That just seems like it's beyond the pale, man. I don't think that can't be real. I don't believe it. But if that is you and you listen to this, might by some chance. I don't want photographic proof, but I don't know if you've got any kind of proof. I don't know. Maybe your mum just crying like, oh, I want to suck my son's dick. That's a bit dark. Cut that part, George.
Clip that, George. Clip it. That's staying in. Moving swiftly on.
Why did you mention that? Jeez, man.
I'm just pushing the boundaries to see how long it takes us to actually get cancelled.
You kind of price that. People that want to listen, like, with the kids in the car, they can never listen. I mean, they couldn't listen to it anyway.
I ticked the box for like explicit on every upload, so we're good. I also saw this, which I thought were really funny. I thought you'd appreciate this. It was Christmas season's coming around.
Yeah.
And it's a shot from The Independent. Piers Morgan denies being Home Alone 2 Pigeon Lady.
You see a meme about that like every year, don't you? I don't believe the denial. I think it's got to be him.
That's uncanny, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
How can you look that? If I were him, every Halloween I'd go dressed as that lady, as Pigeon Lady.
Would you? Or would you try and
avoid it at all costs?
Because it is, yeah, it's not. I don't know. You don't want that comparison made, do you? Really? But he's a fucking gimp anyway. At the risk of starting, can I say that?
I can say whatever you want.
I think I'm allowed to say that, aren't I?
What, you mean you won't go on his new show?
They once asked me to do it the when he was on the
Good Morning Britain.
Yeah, the morning show. And the funny thing was, they were like, "Will you come on?" I said, you can book me to come on, and give them a quote for like whatever I was doing. And they're like, no, we don't pay people to come on, but you know, you'll have the exposure being on the show. I'm like, it's a morning TV show. What does that mean to me? They're like, yeah, but you get to meet Piers Morgan. That was like literally the reply, and I was like, I sent back. I said, promise me you'll never get into hostage negotiations because that is the worst bargaining I've ever. Why would I want to be? You'd have to pay me a premium to sit next to Piers Morgan. You know what I mean? You know what I don't get? Like, why do I see his, like, it doesn't matter what happens. I always see his tweets on Twitter. Like, I don't follow the guy. Like, he's always on Twitter. Like, I feel like maybe I just need to block the dude just to stop seeing tweets.
Can you mute like Piers Morgan? Can you mute words?
I don't know. Can you?
Can you get, now that you've paid that £8? Hey, how fucking bad
Definitely didn't pay it. I did pay it, yeah.
Like, man, that's bonkers. This whole like Twitter thing is just nuts. I understand why you've done it. What I don't understand is why the people with 200 followers that I know have done it. I think just to then reshare their tweets because it's got a verified check mark next to it.
Somebody who's got like maybe 400 followers or whatever, like messaged me and he was like, bro, we finally did it. We got that check mark. I'm like, yeah, it was definitely worth paying. What, 70? I can't do the maths. It's £7, so 84 quid a year. I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not. I didn't want to pay it, and like the only reason I paid it is because I expected there to be when you click pay, you buy this. There's gonna be some verification process, which then proves that, and I didn't want anyone to get in before me and it kind of masquerade as me.
Yeah,
right?
of course, yeah.
So I thought I'd better just buy it. It's only £8, business deduction, no problem. Sorry. But then I realised that you press buy and it literally just gives you a tick. And that's why what was the name of the company, that big pharma company? They lost like 13 billion off their market cap.
They said it was all free or something.
Yeah, they said
insulin was free, which it should be, by the way. But yeah, they lost like, that was quite funny though. I'm thinking like, I've got no sympathy.
Yeah, there were all the politician ones, wanting like Tony Blair saying.
Oh yeah, don't mention that, man. There was some that were, some like very, very
I respect that comedy. Like, if you're going to fuck up your platform like that, you deserve what's coming to you.
I don't understand. Like, how did they think it was? That they said like, oh, we're not going to make you prove who you are, but we're going to aggressively go after impersonations. How do you have the manpower to police that when you've just sacked half the staff?
They literally sacked 50% of the staff.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said they sacked half the staff. So I don't know. But it's mad that a person like that has
that much power
to inflict. Like, you're losing. I mean, imagine if you'd been. I don't want to get into the complexities of my old job. If you were a day trader and you're trading that company, and you just, because somebody has put up a parody tweet, that much money has come off the
plummet. It's
crazy.
So him doing that is kind of fucked up. So I had a video idea, George, and so what my intention for next year? Because we'll try and get my channel moving again next year. And what I want, this is one that I wanted to do. I wanted to try and get verified on Twitter before you, and I had a plan on how to do it.
Oh, so I've ruined it now.
Well, it's fucked in it. Like, I can't, because this is all these like.
What was your plan to do it?
So if you're a journalist, you pretty much get verified like instantly. So you have to be published.
Yeah.
So my idea was to start like a publication and then write for a bunch of different.
You were going to write?
Yeah. I'd get a ghostwriter. I'm not going to be able to write. I'll get, Tommy's he can do my ghostwriting. And I thought, if I can get a bunch of publications out, like I'm doing work for Octagon, so I could at least do MMA stuff, and I'd get the tick. And that would have been funny. That'd be like a Mr. Beastie style video, like nice fast paced.
Steady.
Nice fast paced. You'll be doing Mr. Beast for the day. But yeah, it's fucked up. That would have been a good video idea.
Joking. Someone actually sent me an email the other day, wanted to buy a share in my channel so we can make your videos, ramp up the production, make it like Mr. Beast. I was like, you can fuck off, mate. Like, I'd rather not. Thank you.
Right, should we go to the main topic of this video?
Yeah, what is the main topic?
Right, everyone don't switch off at this point, by the way, because I'm with most people. Well, maybe I'm an outlier. We're going to talk about the World Cup, because the World Cup starts on the day that this podcast, we're going to release this on the Monday, and the World Cup has started today. Is that right? Or it starts on Sunday?
I think it starts on Sunday.
The World Cup started yesterday. Right. England are playing today.
Yeah, England is...
so it's a World Cup special. Like, you two are football fans. I thought I'd let you guys sort of take the lead on this. I'm not a football fan. However, I will watch England play football. That's the only football I'll watch. Which makes like proper football fans laugh, because I only watch...
I don't think it does, because I quite like... Because, I mean... So Lynn's not really into football, right? But she will... I wouldn't think it... Can we just preface this, first of all, by saying this should not be taken as any kind of endorsement of the fact that the World Cup is taking place in Qatar, right? I don't think any of us agree with that. I don't think... even purely from the angle of corruption, right? That you're paying to host the World Cup, right? The massive impracticalities of doing it. I don't like the fact it's in Christmas, so I'm looking forward to it less. Like it's in winter leading up to Christmas. You want it in the middle of summer when, you know, like you can go to like a rooftop bar or whatever, or to your friend's house for a barbecue, watch the footy. So that kind of put a bit
the
of a
scenes
dampener
of
on
like
it.
crowds, you know, throwing beers in air, like
Throwing piss in the air, yeah. And obviously the fact that it's in Qatar is, to me, and it should be a source of I don't want to get my soapbox, but of shame for FIFA that has happened, right? Because it's not inclusive, and football should be inclusive. But that said, we're all football fans, apart from Josh. So I think we all still will be watching it in some capacity.
I just think it's mad that it's actually like over there in Qatar when like, so you look at Qatar, Bahrain, all these little countries that are just offshoots of Saudi Arabia, and you're like, how have they managed to, is it just money that they've managed to get the gig? Because it's such, like I've been to Bahrain, you know, we've spent a lot of time out there at sea, and I think it's mad that their little countries have got the gig, you know?
It's got to be money. I think, like, why, for what other reason? I don't, there's probably, we are not well equipped enough with information to get into this in any kind of detail. And we don't want to bum people out because it's supposed to be a funny podcast, or at least lighthearted. I think as football fans, I think it would be remiss to not mark the occasion by, I suppose, talking about it a bit. It wasn't my idea.
Yeah. Support England. You know, when they win this time.
I do like the fact
it's coming
like,
home. It's
no,
going to come home.
So.
It came home in the summer for Euros.
It did,
The ladies team did it, didn't they?
Yeah. That
was fucking sick to see, by the way.
Yeah.
Especially like as now a father of a little girl, like that's fucking inspirational, isn't it? The girls brought it home.
Yeah,
that's mega.
Mega. Does anyone use that word? Mega.
I'm a dad now. I can say that.
Mega. That was an amazing achievement. Yeah. I do like though the fact that you said, people laugh that like people that don't normally watch football when the World Cup or the Euros is on, watch football. Have you got a? Wait, you joke? I'm freezing over here. Anyway, I like that though. I like the fact that people that like, see, my mum wouldn't normally watch football.
Yeah,
should be like, did you watch England last night? You know, and it's nice that it kind of galvanizes the country and kind of, broadly speaking, a positive way. We're British, so we just moan. Like all I've ever known about English football is that we moan that they're shit, even when they've done all right, like when they've got to finals and stuff. Like, but they're shit. It's like, I suppose that's the huge amount of pressure that comes with having invented the game, though.
Yeah,
you shouldn't really go such a long time without. But they did. I mean, the Euros was the last major competition. It's weird that was last year as well, because obviously COVID kind of knocked things a little bit out of whack. It's normally a major tournament every 2 years.
Ah, right, okay.
It's and that was they performed really well. And I'm not as confident this year, but I imagine George, if he's done his job, has probably set up some kind of structure to ask us about little bits. Or it's not just going to be us waffling about football, is it?
Can I just point out that so I've done a bit of research on this, and it turns out that
football is a game
England
played by 22 people.
are in Group B, and we've got Iran, the USA, and Wales in our group, and
that's not as easy as it might appear to some on the surface. I think
that looks like a piece of piss to me on paper. Doddle, but we're playing Iran. We're playing Iran today. At lunchtime. 1 o'clock.
Is it what?
We play.
What time's the kickoff? I don't even know what time the actual kickoffs are.
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
How are they spread out? Like late or a bit earlier, right? Like late morning kind of thing, or what?
Let me Google.
Well, whilst he Googles that, let's. I'll put it to you, Adam. Who is going to win this World Cup?
World Cup. I just want to say, I think because they always perform usually over my lifetime anyway, incredibly consistently in big tournaments. Germany.
Ooh.
Well, you think they're going to win?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't actually know what teams are in it. I'm gonna come clean here, right? Because of how weird it is having a World Cup, where it is, all the kind of controversy around it, the fact that it's in winter, I've not really taken as much interest as I normally would. Because the thing about World Cups normally is, if you're a football fan, the season's just finished, right? The summer's normally terrible because you've got fuck all to watch in terms of football, right? So you get 4 weeks off and then, the World Cup's back on. This is like everyone's really busy at Christmas time, right? So I've not taken a great deal, or coming into Christmas. So I've not taken a huge amount of paid a huge amount of attention. I didn't even know it was in the group until you just mentioned.
I've got all the groups in front of me. Why don't we try and see who's making it out of the groups?
Ah,
good one, George.
That's why you're a producer, doing it on the fly.
So in Group A, we've got Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands.
Netherlands, it's got to be on it.
It's safe to say Netherlands are making it out of there.
Netherlands and Senegal. I would
Senegal.
say. Yes, I would say.
Van
Do you remember-
Nistelrooy.
was it
Van Nistelrooy, wasn't he? Netherlands.
the last time you watched football was a decade ago.
Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, when he played for Man United, Netherlands. Right, he's going to win it. Go.
Group B, England, Iran, USA, Wales. We'd like to say hopefully England make it out.
Are USA any good nowadays? Like, are they? How many goes through? Is it one that goes through or two?
2. Oh no, is it 1?
No, it's 2.
2.
50% chance of getting out of there. Iran and Wales are out.
You reckon?
You think USA are going through?
Well, I mean, they've been playing for a while. All our players go over there when they've retired, don't they?
Well, yeah. Is that a sign of their national quality? I think the USA are good.
Who have they got though that's like really good? They've got Christian Pulisic.
Yeah,
He's good.
who can't get a game for Chelsea.
What else have they got? Like,
Tim Ream plays for Fulham.
yeah.
We're probably getting a bit deep. If you're not a
That's
football
Fulham,
fan,
though. Like, that's not top tier, is it?
it's the Premier fucking League, man. What are you
Yeah,
talking
but
about?
it's
Best
not-
league in the world.
It's not.
But
We're going to try and make this fun for the non-football fans, don't we? We just get the footy stuff out of the way, nice and early. Yeah, they've got. If you gave me time to think, I probably could come up with some more American players. I remember the old. What's his name? He's still playing because I watched him play for when I was in Canada last year.
Fabian Barthez.
No.
Sol Campbell.
I think he said Brad Bobley. Then that's the Soccer AM version, isn't it? Bob Bradley. His son. What's his son called? It's a bit weird that he was the coach and you could then pick your son. But anyway, he was playing for. I went to watch Toronto. I very rarely do anything touristy when I'm, like in a different country shooting videos.
Yeah.
But when I went to Canada in last year, end of last year, September last year actually, I went to see a Toronto game, and he was playing. I don't know if he's still on the team though. I'm looking at George kind of longingly, hoping that he gets the squad up or something, but no, he's not. Yeah, I don't know. But out that group, I'm gonna say England and Wales. England and Wales, I'm gonna say.
England and Wales.
Yeah.
George, what's saying?
I think England are going through. I'm gonna go for Wales because I'd like to see Wales go through.
Yeah. You know what I'd like? I'd like to see Gareth Bale just be like player of the tournament. I'd really like to see him like score a ton of goals and shut everyone up for
And then
criticising for
retire
having
and go
him.
play golf.
Yeah, I mean, you could stereotype him that way. That's what the media tends to do. But like, I think he's had a great career. And I mean, probably at his age, maybe you wouldn't want to be playing in the MLS when you see Ronaldo playing at 37 in the PL or sometimes playing.
Well, I was telling you before we started recording, there's like a graphic where it shows like every season since he was at Spurs originally, he didn't win a trophy in his first season with Spurs. Then he went to like Real Madrid. So trophy. Went back to Spurs on loan, no trophy. Back to Real Madrid, trophy. And now he's in the US, he's just won another trophy. So the only time he's not winning trophies at Spurs.
I was underwhelmed by the quality of the MLS game that I saw. I thought, whoa, this is.
Like
I mean,
Sunday
not
League.
bad enough that I could play in it, but like, no, it wasn't that bad. But it was. It's not, I don't think it's moved on a great deal from. The risk of stereotyping from say like 10 years ago or anything. But anyway,
Stereotyping players from 10 years ago.
Well, no, like, there's a bit of a what's the word a thing about American soccer being not quite as
not
good
the
as it
best.
should be maybe
Right,
given
okay.
that they've got 250 million occupants of the country. Anyway, next
So
group.
Group C is Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland.
Lewandowski playing or no? I don't know if he's fit or whatever. If he's in the squad, I'm going to say Argentina and Poland.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
I would have said the same. Next.
Group D is France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. I think that's France and Denmark, surely.
I don't know. You know what? Like Australia always have like a real kind of. The good thing about the World Cup is often when you get teams that are like they're not just names on paper, they're just like a quality team. They might not be the best players, but it's like greater than the sum of its individual parts. Japan were like that in the last World Cup. I remember they played some great football. You wouldn't expect them to be one of the favourites by any means, but and Australia seem to have that. I wish they'd do the haka though, like the rugby team, like just before, just for banter, but they don't. I'm going to say Australia and what was the other team?
do Australia do the haka?
The rugby boys do.
I thought it was the All Blacks, New Zealand All Blacks.
You're right.
There you go.
Cut the judge. I don't want to say
That's all right. It was a mistake. It's like
No, but people. Well, I don't know. Like, Australia and
France
and Australia. Yeah.
Josh?
I think France are going to win. That's my my limited.
That's the safe bet. I think,
my
isn't it?
limited research. I looked at who's won the World Cup, and it seems to be like France, Germany, Brazil, France, Germany, Brazil, France, Germany, Brazil, England. Like that seems to be like the. So I'm just,
How far do you go back?
1966, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all right.
So I'm going France. I don't know who plays for France, but they seem to. Why are France so good?
They've just got loads of really good quality players.
Yeah.
Well, no shit, but I mean, like,
Loads of really good quality players.
it seems pretty mad that.
Have you heard
Have
about-
they got like a Premier League, but in France?
They've
My
got
God.
a league in France, but it's like a one-team league that
think
Messi
it's-
plays in.
It's better than it was.
Who does he
right?
play for, Messi?
PSG, Paris.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them. Plays them on
Do
FIFA.
they have a Premier League in France?
You know what I mean, though, don't you? Like a top league.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, what do you think they were playing like amateur football out there? or
No, but I
something?
didn't know if it were like I didn't know if they were one in England, like one in Spain, and that was kind of
There's
it.
leagues everywhere.
I know.
Like Switzerland have a top league, like Croatia have a top league. Almost every country has a top. Anyway,
Anyway, Group E, Spain, Costa Rica, Germany and Japan.
Spain and Germany. I think that's.
Would you not give Japan a little run?
I think they'll be great to watch. I think whenever I've seen Japan in a major tournament, they've always been like a great collective unit and played some good football. But I think it's hard to overcome. Those are two favourites in the group, so why would I say Japan? I guess really
I think I see Spain as like they could do well, but sometimes they can bottle it and
could fall at the first hurdle. You never know.
I think Germany's surefire though. I think they're making it out.
yeah, efficient, aren't they? The Germans.
Is that any more? What have I got to pick now?
Yeah.
Whatever Adam said.
You say Spain and Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco and Croatia.
Canada in it. Belgium and Croatia. I actually almost because we didn't really, as you can probably see, commit to the theme of the. Most people didn't know the theme till I got here of the World Cup. Like we didn't commit to the theme of Halloween, but I actually have a Croatia shirt which I would have worn because I love their shirt. Not because I'm not like part Croatian or anything, but I had their. I think it was a 2010 shirt maybe or 2006. It's like a red and white checkerboard. Most countries it's just white, red.
Yeah, I remember seeing
black,
that on
green, whatever.
on FIFA.
Yeah,
I do.
that's the extent of your insight. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad because I don't feel bad, but like, yeah, I think Croatia are gonna. Well, and one of my favorite players of all time is Croatian. If I could, people ask me like, who would I get on the podcast if I could have almost anyone. Player used to play for Portsmouth and Spurs. Weirdly, I'm an Arsenal fan, but Niko Kranjčar, famous Croatian player, knocked.
Why is he your favourite player?
What era was he? I don't heard of him.
He played like 2005 through to like
Right.
15. He had a career plagued by injury, right? Sadly, but an incredibly talented player. But he's probably most famous for what was the tournament that England didn't qualify for? Probably the year you were born or some shit, George. But he went past Rob Green. Remember, Rob Green kind of fumbled it when England were playing Croatia. And Kranjčar scored from like 30 yards or whatever.
Or was that when it just like went through his legs? He sort of
Something like that. He kind of like
crouched down and it went through his legs.
I don't think he went through. I think it just went in their post or something. I can't remember, but I just thought he was a great player. Love watching him play. But yeah, so I've got a bit of a soft spot for Croatia. They've got a lot of great players. When I think back, like Chorluka, who else? They've got Perisic now, plays for Spurs, but they've got a lot of great players.
Josh is well switching off here.
I don't know.
I told you this was about you. Should we do a World Cup special? The last time you watched Bartes was still playing. What was that, like 15 years ago?
David Seaman.
Oh yeah, great player. Yeah, I loved his moustache as well and ponytail.
That was a strong look.
Moving on to Group G.
Yeah,
Group-
Fucking how many groups is there? Is this last one?
the
Group
World
G and
Cup.
Group H.
Shit.
Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland and Cameroon.
Brazil and Switzerland.
Tempted to say
Straight from the gut.
not bad. Yeah, is Shaqiri still playing? He'll be in the squad, won't he? I don't know.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah. Switzerland always dark horses. Yeah, they're a very efficient team, I think, and always like hard to beat. I'm going to say Brazil and was it Cameroon? Was the other one?
Cameroon and Serbia.
Brazil and Cameroon. I'm saying
Yeah, I might say the same actually.
everyone's taking the lead from me. Yeah, you can see who the expert is.
Next group.
Group H is Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay and South Korea.
That's a saucy one.
Portugal
Now-
and Ghana.
I think Portugal are going to bottle it
You reckon?
Yeah, I think since Ronaldo's
Ronaldo's gonna start
all
off.
this stuff going on, I think it's just gonna.
Is he
it
playing
won't
for him
be
this year?
focused. Yeah, it'll probably be him and Messi's last World Cup.
You would have thought
People are saying.
certainly, surely.
Why has he done that interview? I mean, like, so at the time of recording this, that interview has not come out. And even if it had, I would have watched it. But I know that it's all over Twitter.
I don't know when it comes out actually, but it's.
I think it comes out like, is it?
Well, from the quotes that's come out so far, there's going to be a lot said. He's played his last game for Man U.
Oh, has he? Yeah.
I'm sure he won't.
Without a doubt.
I don't think he'd be too stressed about that.
Why? Because they're going to sack him.
Well, he's probably breached his contract by saying some of the stuff he's said.
Bringing the company to disrepute.
You're terminated. You're going to terminate the contract. Yeah, I think Portugal got too many players. I think to not go through there. What were the other teams?
Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
South Korea normally like pretty solid. I'm gonna say Uruguay though. I reckon.
I say South Korea maybe.
I'm going Ghana.
We're not going to keep a record of those predictions, like so. I mean, nobody's going to
Follow along at home with your sticker book, and you can put you can circle Breaking Bread idiots. The guest is.
We're going to try and make this. I know it's a bit football heavy, but we try and make it enjoyable for the non-football fans like Josh. I mean,
Like me, yeah.
How do we think England's going to do?
You know what? I don't think they're going to.
What's your prediction for how far they're going to get?
Quarterfinals.
Do you
At the
think?
risk of being pessimistic, yeah.
I think in strong British tradition, they're going to get to final.
Why do you keep saying British? There are like 5 teams.
English tradition, they're going to get to the final and fucking lose to ruin Christmas for us. Because that's what.
It wouldn't ruin
That's
Christmas.
what
I don't think it would ruin Christmas, would it? I mean, like,
yeah, it wouldn't ruin my Christmas. I'm not.
as a non-football fan, I don't think it would ruin. What are we gonna? I thought you might do a squad selection part, George, where you pick it, but there's probably no point in doing that because
He won't know the players.
Yeah, he won't. Fucking
David Seaman in the net.
in the net.
In the net.
My
Beckham.
grandma talks a better game than you. I'm not even joking.
All right, who do you think? Which team do you think is going to do better than expected?
So it's going to be a surprise package.
Surprise package.
I'm tempted to say, Japan, because I was like it's hard to kind of think back now and think of like individual games or whatever, but I feel like in the back of my mind they always play as a very efficient team unit, and yes, I'm just going to throw it out there, like Japan. Yeah,
I'm going to say Ghana. Without any knowledge
basis on that.
I don't know if they're any good at football, but
to be fair, I don't know.
I spent a bit of time in Ghana and I really enjoyed it, so I hope they do well. That's my basis.
I think I'd maybe go for Denmark. I think did you hear what happened with Christian Eriksen? The player that.
Oh yeah.
had a heart attack
Is he
on.
playing again?
Yeah, he's back
Yeah.
playing. He plays for United now.
Sick. So is he playing this?
That's an incredible story.
So-
That
yeah,
I remember
it's
watching that
amazing.
live, and I've never felt as ill in my life.
I didn't-
seeing
yeah,
somebody
right.
collapse on. It was like one of the first games as well, right? So you're excited
Yeah.
to watch it.
Was that
like,
for World Cup or in Euros?
Euros.
But I think that will have brought that team together. There'll be like a strong bond between them.
Galvanised them, yeah.
I think, they'll.
And is he playing on that team as well? He's playing.
I think so, yeah.
Who do you think's going to do worse than expected then?
Aside from England, I think I want to say I like George's theory that Portugal might not do that well, but I think they have got too many players. So I think perhaps France. I feel like France might be a bit soggy. I don't know why.
Because I've just backed him in it. That's why. It's going downhill.
Who
from
was it
here.
won Euros? Did they win? No, Italy won Euros.
Italy, and then they
Then
failed.
did France win the World Cup last time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck, I have short memory. I don't know. I'm getting old now.
Yeah, I think Portugal and Argentina, Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cups, I think they'll go out with a tiny little fizzle.
Oh
Don't know,
yeah.
man.
I don't think it's going to happen for either of them.
I think the Germans are going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no foundation for any of these theories.
No,
by the way.
there isn't. I don't know why. I'm just because I know they're good. So
If we come back after the World Cup's over and he's got all his predictions right, and
I'm like that. I'm laughing because he should have put the bet on.
I'm like that fucking octopus. Remember, they was wheeling out, don't they, for every tournament? He'll pick a ball and be like, "Oh yeah, Germany's going to win this match." Or a sheep at one point. The sheep predicted all of the wins of the World Cup. Why has that happened?
I feel like an octopus has got more chances. He's got 8 arms to pick like 8.
have they done that this year?
I don't know. Man.
They're gonna wheel it out, aren't they? They were like, oh, that octopus died, but it had a bunch of little octopuses, baby octopuses.
Octopi, Josh. Octopi.
Octopi. Right, we'll take a break from the World Cup chat, and
Fuck.
we're going to bring back Breaking Beard.
Right, so last time out, Adam got 2 questions right, 1 question right. I can't remember. But anyway, you went down the chart. Josh stayed where you are.
You've kept track of where our positions.
Trying to keep track,
That's the important
Trying to
thing,
stay on track. So, first question this week. We'll go with first question for Josh this week. So, what was the first country to use tanks in World War One? Was it Britain, Germany, or France?
I think I know the answer to this. Can I steal it?
No.
You might get it right though. You've got a military background, haven't you, Sonny Jim? But like, don't if he
I
doesn't-
genuinely don't know.
if he gets it wrong, let me chime in just to,
my
to show off.
gut, like my gut would say Germany, like just from an engineering standpoint, but I kind of want to say Britain.
Wait.
Go for the homeboys.
Can I lock that in?
Yeah.
I'll lock
Final
in
answer.
Britain.
Yeah. You've
That's what I'm gonna lock in. Yeah.
What do you think it is?
I think it's France.
It's Britain.
Fuck you.
Whoa.
I was giving it a big lick. I thought that. You know why I thought that? Because I just watched that movie on, is it Netflix, All Quiet on the Western Front?
Oh, you guys were talking about it in the chat one,
Man,
yeah?
it's such
great.
No, I mean it's a great film in the sense that
Cinematography.
Yeah,
like,
it's
class.
it looks amazing like a lot of war movies do, but it's one of the most depressing films I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, but anyway, there's that famous scene in that film when they're overwhelmed, aren't they, by the, because it's told quite uniquely from the German perspective, right?
Yeah.
And there's that scene when the tanks come over, right, over the trenches. And there's this shock and awe on their face, right? So I thought, oh, maybe that's the first time somebody. So that was my basis for saying the French, but yeah, I was wrong.
Ah.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend watching it.
Oh.
Maybe wait till after Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's depressed in January, so just you'll be.
Wait till they've been kicked out of World Cup and stick it on.
Right. Next question for Adam. Brazil is the biggest producer of what? Rice, oil, or coffee?
Coffee.
Are you locking that in?
Yes.
That is correct.
That seems like an easy one, that.
So you can't complain that
You've
it's
got
rigged.
loads of easy ones. Also, you're joking. Like last week, it was like, what color is fucking what?
The sky.
Go on, spit it out.
Shut the
Spit
fuck
it out,
up.
son. Look at him. Go on, fight me. Fight me. I am the captain now. I think we're going to do another physical task anyway. What you want to do? Fucking squats, press ups.
Well, we were gonna do press ups, but
What do
you
you squat?
bottled it, didn't you?
What do you squat?
Now I don't fuck knows. I don't know.
What's your PB?
Like 130 or something.
Yeah. Fair play, son.
No, that's not very good. Should be able to squat twice. For somebody that's trained as long as I should be able to do twice your body weight.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not quite twice.
Okay, next question for Josh. Which was the first Disney film to be produced in colour? Was it Snow White, Cinderella, or Sleeping Beauty?
Sleeping Beauty is a new one, isn't it? I feel.
Well, not new.
It's new-ish.
They remake them all the time.
All right.
The quality on this print is really good, by the way. Can I have this on now?
Yeah, I'll get you one. That'll fit you. That's a small. You need a medium though, don't you?
Yeah, no, small.
For the listeners, he's
Small's
talking about the t-shirts. Snow White.
Snow White. Locking it in.
Can I make a joke? I don't know if I'm allowed. You're going to have to cut this out.
No, it's gonna be really I don't know what it is, but you're going to make an inappropriate joke. And then George is going to have to cut it. So maybe you tell me if you can make it or not, George. It's your work.
Make it, I'll cut it.
Nah, fuck it. You all know what we're going to say anyway.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
Snow White and the Seven Beards. Fucking...
Fuck's sake, that's not even funny. Cut that just to save his blushes.
No, leave it in. Beep me out. Just beep out what I said. In fact, no, don't beep it out. It's better if I keep it in. Anyway, Snow White.
It is Snow White. That is the correct answer.
That was just a guess.
2-0.
In what order? I'm going to say it was Snow White, Cinderella, and then Sleeping Beauty. Do we know? Do you not know?
I don't have that information to hand. but
It made me a little bit
Snow White.
quizzed, a little bit vexed when you said Sleeping Beauty is one of the newer ones. I'm pretty sure that was made in like 1933 or something.
they were all old.
They've all been remastered then.
Oh,
I don't think so. I don't think Sleeping Beauty has been remade. I mean, there might have been another like twist on it because it's like an old fairy tale, but there's not been a Disney production.
If
Has it?
not, there's one on the way. Surely.
Probably, yeah. And that's one of the ones that would be more likely, right? Because it's like,
I was thinking of Beauty and the Beast anyway.
now that has been remade.
Yeah, but I was thinking of
course.
Beauty and the
Emma
Beast.
Watson.
With Emma Watson, yeah.
I've not seen that. It's just
Yeah.
Okay, next question for Adam.
look at him grinning.
I'm just laughing because I totally watched that one time on. I don't know. Maybe it was on Sky or something.
When Mrs.
and
Beard ran out.
I remember Lynn's coming in. Then I was just sat there. Like, I wasn't like I wasn't fiddling with myself or anything. But I was like, I think I was just scratching my balls or something when she came in, and she was like, "You just fucking sat there in your pants, touching yourself, watching Beauty and the Beast. You fucking
He's
bastard."
like a dog pawing his bits.
Yeah. Every man does that. Don't tell me you don't.
Don't do what?
You know, you like, I don't know, you check they're still there. I don't know, you just fiddle with them a bit, don't you, now and then?
Check they're still there.
Readjust
Scratch your
them. I don't
balls.
know.
The amount of times I've been caught on camera doing that, you know, like we're vlogging a video, peeling your bollocks off your leg.
Moving swiftly on. Adam, which colour?
Yes.
Which colour is the E in the Google logo?
Oh, my
Oh, come
God.
on, man.
Is it red, yellow, or blue?
Fucking hell, you're rolling a dice here, son.
Red.
Final answer.
Yeah.
It's like the
Red.
shit. It's red.
It's red.
It's red.
Yeah.
How did you get that?
I don't know, I just got that. I think that's buried somewhere in my memory. I don't know what, you know, like subliminally, we don't rate, because you see it so often, you probably don't actively know, I know it. But I was thinking in my head and I just thought red for some reason.
I thought you got that wrong because he's like Chris Tarrant over at corner and he's like,
He was trying to put me off. He's trying to help you out because you're playing him a bit more now, yeah? So he's like trying to throw me off. I get it.
Okay. So next question for Josh. Last question for Josh. And he should know this. What is the right side of a boat commonly known as?
Oh, you can fuck off, man. The dude was in the Navy?
Port side, stern, starboard.
the right side.
The right side.
So the port side is the left side, identified by a red light.
I think I even knew that.
What's the stern? Is that the back?
Yeah.
Starboard.
It's the right hand side.
Locking it in?
Locked and loaded, son.
It is correct.
The next question better be like, what do you call the hairs that come out your chin collectively? Something like that. It's a beard.
Any more questions?
I've got one last one for Adam. Okay. You did literature, so you should know this one.
All right, yeah, because that's as much.
you
That's
go.
not.
I've
That's
done
a
one
topic
playing
which
to
isn't
him.
quite as like broad as say what is the side of the ship that you spent fucking 10 years of your life on. Look at him. I need more.
People saying Josh was a bad loser, you know?
Well, you can tell you're on the fucking payroll. Come on, what is it?
Anyway, you've answered your questions correctly. What are you complaining about?
The fact that it's harder for me to answer them correctly. Come on, what is it?
The phrase "I think, therefore I am" was coined by which philosopher? Was it Aristotle, Descartes, or Plato?
I think that's Plato.
Locking in.
Yeah.
It's Descartes.
What
Is
the
that how
fuck's
you
that got
say
to do with
that,
literature?
Descartes?
Yeah. What's that got to do with literature? That's philosophy.
Oh, well, philosophy then.
It's all
There
words,
you
isn't
go.
it?
All words.
All words, isn't it,
It's
mate?
all English language. Josh wins. Beard goes down.
Have we figured out what the forfeit actually is?
Who did we say? Did we say
We
that?
need to wait for some comments to come through. The podcast needs to go out today from last week.
Oh,
where we
yeah.
ask, and then we'll get some forfeits.
So
coming
efficient
through.
on this podcast.
So
It's the most discount motherfucking podcast you have ever seen.
Like the words that are spoken are discount. Yeah, the production is high value.
I mean, it looks nice, but that's the fallback, isn't it? Oh, it looks good. They must know what they're doing. No.
I can see Adam's a little bit touchy.
I need some more coffee.
2 hours
I need some
sleep,
more coffee,
a little
yeah.
bit of a coffee, losers breaking beard. Fucking hell. You alright, mate? Do you want to take 5 minutes?
I'm alright.
He's dying in it. He's fucking dying inside.
What's an arm wrestle? Losing breaking beard.
Gonna do some press ups or something? Should we do like a press up competition? Do you think you'll beat me at that?
Yeah.
I think that's more in your wheelhouse. I
I'm
think
not, but you can't. What are we going to get down? We'll do that at a later point. I think I'm happy to just take the L on that this week. Should we move on to talking about something else?
Because it's the loser press ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, this was a World Cup episode, right? We should have we could have done a
Keep
one
you uppy?
on. No, you can fuck off. We could have done a one-on-one, put the ball in the middle of the pitch, and I just go in there and I fucking crunch him. I fold this motherfucking half. He'd be begging for his mummy. I just go 2 feet straight into his fucking shins. A bit like I would whenever I see these fucking YouTube footy games. I think I'd crunch that fucking Jack, mate, like no man's business. Who's that other cat that's all over the place now? I am Speed.
I show Speed.
I'd fuck it, yeah, man. He'd be getting 2 feet in the back of squaring his fucking back. Oh, I'm sorry, ref. Yeah, I'd run off laughing.
Beard rants, Adam Moran.
That's definitely what's happening there.
I need to sleep.
You alright, mate?
I'm alright.
Do you want a hug? Do you want me to come around and give you a hug?
If people come over to see that part, like after watching one of my YouTube, they'll be like, this guy's got bipolar, what's wrong with him? It's 2 people, Jekyll and Hyde. Somebody invite me on one of those games of footy.
Oh my god, that was brilliant.
I'll come on and I'll smash every one of the sidemen. Fucking Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, fucking whatever the fuck they're all called. They're all getting 2 feet straight in the shit.
Right, George, hit us with some of these World Cup top moments.
Okay.
Fuck of Aaron Faltons this shit.
So, like we mentioned just then, 2006 World Cup final, Zinedine Zidane, the infamous headbutt.
I remember watching that in a pub in Leeds at Crossgate. It's called the Devon. I don't know if anyone listening knows it. I don't even know if it's still there. Probably is. But I remember I was actually walking back from the bar with, you do that thing you carry 3 pints.
Oh yeah, hero.
Yeah, and I remember like kind of half watching the screen, seeing Zidane headbutt. Who was it, man? It was Materazzi. Am I right?
I'll Google it.
I'll Google it.
I'm pretty sure that's right. And I was just thinking, what the fuck? And not even, when you headbutt somebody, I've never headbutted somebody in my life, right? But I feel like if I did it, I would try and headbutt them in the face.
Yeah, Materazzi.
How hard have you got to be to headbutt somebody straight in the sternum?
Oh, is that where I headbutted him?
Yeah, you headbutt him like there.
Really?
Yeah, but and it's one of the most they say it's one of the most iconic photographs ever taken, right? Back from a World Cup, is Zidane walking past because the World Cup they put it on the little plinth, don't they, next to the pitch, and he's going straight down the tunnel, walking past it. I don't know who took that shot, but it's like a famous sports photography moment,
What was it? What was the reason he headbutted him? There's
said-
like loads of rumours about it.
I think he said something about his sister or his mum, something of
It's rumoured that is what it is. I think.
something of sexually explicit nature. And you would think a journeyman professional like Zidane would have known better than to avoid him, but sometimes you just have those days, don't you, where you either you headbutt somebody or you go off on a rant for no reason because you've had very little sleep. So it just got to him, and I thought, like, fair. People are like, oh, it's such a disgrace. Like, I mean, in top level sport, you have those moments where you can't control yourself.
I do think though, if the rumours are true and that's what he was saying to him, he got what was coming to him. I'd probably do the same.
But you would do this. You
I'd do
headbutt
the
somebody, your
same.
head would fucking fall off, mate.
I'd do that.
You're like one of those Pez dispensers.
His neck can go.
But yeah, that was an iconic moment. Yeah,
You never see footballers probably like swinging, do you, and throwing down. Like hockey players.
Obviously
not-
you
have you
get
not
banned
seen
for a
that
long
one?
period of time.
Have you not seen that one with Maradona where it's just all kicking off? Like everyone's going for him. It's just kicking and like it's just mental.
They're a little bit more. What's the word?
They're more reserved now, I suppose.
Well, certainly in South America, there's a bit more collective violence, which just sometimes happens in the games of footy, aren't there? So
I think the last big one was like Spurs and Chelsea. They had a massive bust up like 2015, I think it was.
was it? I don't remember.
Huge like fights and stuff like
Football fights are always kind of funny, aren't they? Because it's you can basically on the football pitch, you can do pretty much what you want. Nobody's going to hit you. Nobody's going to punch you because you can get banned for like God knows how long. Which you're right is different to stuff like hockey
And rugby, like rugby league, the fist
Yeah,
fight,
yeah.
they like go to town.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it? I saw actually a poster. Actually, I was driving through down by the Porsche garage, and before you say anything, no, I wasn't buying a Porsche.
Peter Meets Food's got a Porsche.
No, I was trying to describe where it is. That part of Leeds down by where all the car garages.
It's the bottom of.
Doesn't matter where it was. I saw a sign. That said there's a Leeds ice hockey team now called Leeds Knights.
Oh yeah,
Man, we should
mate,
go.
we could sponsor them.
Yeah, we should go watch a game.
The gym, the guy that I know that owns the gym up in Morley, he sponsored them.
Oh, did he?
So I can't imagine the buy-ins that high. I imagine we
We don't
could.
really have any money though. Like we're gonna.
Well, you do though.
We're gonna sponsor with some
You just bought
breaking
a
beans.
Porsche.
I didn't buy a Porsche. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, anyway.
We'll go watch.
What's the next thing we're going to talk about, George?
Can I segue on to the next one?
Yeah.
Speaking of violence, 2014 Suarez biting that dude on shoulder.
He's got a history for biting people, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think more controversially, who were they playing when he handballed it on the line and then Asamoah Gyan missed the penalty? Man,
I saw that as well when I did my research.
I can't remember who he played for.
They were buzzing as well because he got sent off,
Yeah.
but then they missed the penny. And it's like, hooray! That's proper cheating, that, innit?
Are they doing VAR in the World Cup? I assume.
Yeah, I mean, like, it'd be bad not to, wouldn't it?
No, I think it'd be great not to
Yeah, well,
take it out.
it'd be just too weird. Cause
When in the Euros, when I remember while working at Dewsbury Rams behind bar, and when like Lampard took a free kick and it hit the bar and then went in the net and bounced back out,
it wasn't a free kick.
and we should have won.
It was shot from open play.
But you could see it on the video
Yeah,
that
like-
it definitely went in. It
Definitely
bounced
went
in the
in.
goal.
It's like 2 feet over the line, right? And that was one of the kind of, I think, moments in
that
shifting
2006?
towards
World Cup.
It must have been, yeah,
2010, wasn't it?
2010, probably about two.
South Africa, wasn't it? My booyah Africa. Do you remember that? That was the theme tune. It's fucking ace. The only part that wasn't ace was the vuvuzelas. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was so
yeah.
loud.
Like that was, and they were selling them in like Tesco, and it was like, come on, man.
Next moment, George.
The 1986 Maradona Hand of God.
Yeah,
So, am I right in thinking he jumped up to head it and we're like,
yeah,
yeah, is
Yeah,
that
pretty much. Yeah.
Were it intentionally like he knew you were going to miss the header?
Do you normally jump like that? just when you're jumping over the fence to get you like Tilly's ball, you just go. Of course, he did it because the goalkeeper could win it with his. Actually, it was outside the box, wasn't it? So like the keeper couldn't have got it with his hands, but he just tried to. He's a short lad, isn't he, Maradona? All as good footballers are, and he went up to try and win it, and like a lot of people were enraged by it, as you would, because it's cheating. But I'm kind of like.
He did it a few times, didn't he? Not in that game, but just like in his career.
Probably, I don't know, but like, if you can manipulate, like the referees, it's his job to see it, right?
Very true, yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't alive at that point, but it's obviously it's an iconic moment. I think.
What year were you born?
1985.
You were what?
I was not born in 1985.
Oh, I thought you said 95.
I thought he
then.
said 95.
1985.
Okay. You're right, mate.
I don't know. It's just pushing buttons today.
Raging.
You said 1995. I'm like, what?
1985. Sorry.
Anyway, the next one was David Beckham getting sent off.
Remember that?
The
He kicked him, didn't he? You're like,
Yeah, you know what I
World
remember.
Cup was that? 98.
Yeah, 98 would have been, yeah. Diego Simeone, right? Who's now is he still coaching Atletico?
Yeah.
And he was trying to get him sent off all game, wasn't he? And the worst part about that, I thought, was well, apart from the fact that they were burning like effigies of him. Do you remember? Like
Crazy.
which is just shows you how insane
of who?
of David Beckham, because it was essentially saying he got sent off, which cost him the game.
All right.
And that's how, especially in this country, right? Like how, what's the word? How zealous fans can be. You know, like he's not. You weren't on the pitch, were you? Like, what? Why are you burning an effigy of the bloke that was representing the country as well as one of the highest quality players that we had at the time? But the worst part for me was I thought, especially when I look back as an adult, I think you got sent off for like a little scratchy flick out at him.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get sent off, like do the bloke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm coming across as a really violent football player. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, from that
it worth it.
perspective,
Chop his legs, kick him in bollocks or something.
do something that's good, like that's worth the red
Bite
card.
his shoulder.
Yeah, bite his shoulder.
Bite his ear off like Mike Tyson would.
Yeah, whatever. But I just thought it was a really odd. But I don't know why he did it. I mean, but what would he be like? 25 maybe at the time, maybe a bit older, 26. So in the heat of any kind of sport,
Yeah.
it's very hard, I think, to keep. Even if you play at a low level, you play Sunday league, it's hard to keep you cool about things.
The Rooney and Ronaldo incident, which I think that was
yeah.
2006 as well.
I bet that must have been like fun to be a part of, like from Ronaldo's perspective.
What happened? So it was it a penalty, and then Ronaldo was appealing for it, and Rooney was.
Ronaldo wanted to get him sent off, didn't he? He was asking for,
Oh, right,
for a
yeah.
card, and Rooney was kind of shoved him and said, "What the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
that's not how." Because they were teammates, remember at the time.
Yeah.
So I imagine how awkward that would be going back to pre-season for Man United, like after that happened.
Yeah, they patched it up pretty quickly, I think, and they had a really good season actually.
So I still think it's all part of the game, isn't it? But I think
It was the wink.
Yeah,
He
wink
winked
it.
at him
I
after
got
he
him sent off.
walked off.
Yeah.
You said it's not easy to score goals. Wait till they play five-a-side and you see how easy I slot them into back at net.
You're joking, man.
Some fucking athlete.
Surely you're not offensively minded.
You
You must be a defensive centre
I'll
back.
slot them in all over the place.
And see how easy Adam slots your kneecap out of place.
Yeah, it'd be like that Roy Keane tackle on Haaland's dad,
Yeah.
Alvin Garland. Boom, that's it.
The Eric Cantona kick.
You'll be going back to that physio near me to get your legs rubbed.
To get your legs rubbed. You were like, yeah, mate, send us their number. It's like out of your estate straight across. Right, that's that, mate. Innit?
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap this shit up. Mate, it's been a pleasure as always.
Howler. Sorry for it, especially for how many patrons are we lose? Are we going to lose after this? Thanks for contributing. The next one will be better, I promise. We'll be getting into the Christmas one soon. And I told you, didn't I? I've got that one planned. And I'm waiting for I never planned these, by the way. But I've got what I'm checking now, see if it's on the way.
We're going to have to get it in soon.
No, yeah.
It's not on the way, but
Right, okay.
I don't even know. I've not even got an email confirmation. So
Are we going to do the taste test? The festive baking's back, I'm told by. So you told me yesterday, yeah. I was saying when Tory Mike were over here last year.
Yeah.
We will wrap this up. I'm sorry. I'm not fucking joking. He had a festive bake every day for about 20 days.
I know. I remember seeing it. I was like, festive baking. He's like, lad, you got it. While the fucking here, you got to make the most of it. Like. But yeah, we probably won't taste test the same items. Maybe we can get producer Jones to check what we did the last time, and we'll do some new ones. Maybe tell you what's coming back, which I'm excited about. I don't know if I said to somebody the other day, that meme, "Don't give me hope," when it's like Hawkeye in the Avengers thing. Somebody said there's a rumor that the festive bake at McDonald's is coming back. Now you know me, I don't really like McDonald's food, but the festive bake is banging. Little, like mince pie filling with custard in one of the long fried, they're probably baked now, but they taste good. And they haven't done them for like 5 years, I think, but they taste good. So hopefully they're coming back.
Exciting times then. Right. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.